What's going on, Giants fans? Hey, it is the preseason. We are getting closer to the regular season, and the Giants played the Minnesota Vikings, man, in the first preseason game. Yeah, they lost 13-10, but there was a lot of good things that went on, and there was some good things and there was some bad things. But I'm totally excited to see exactly what this team can do in the regular season. We had some drama with Jaxson Dart in that blue tent again. Avrell Reese and CeCe had their first game. Malachi Fields and OBJ had their first games as Giants this season, and they look pretty good. But NYG, man, what are you thinking about what's going on with this team in this preseason, man?
I think they still got work to do. It's all good feelings now. It's the preseason, but there were some things that need to be cleaned up. Obviously, with the new coaching staff, with a lot of new players involved on offense and defense, and of course, a lot of players that weren't playing due to injury. Or just being held out by John Harbaugh. Salute, coach. But with the Giants, though, it is going to be a little bit of a work in progress. But I'm glad that they seem more focused this year on accomplishing that, as to where previous years they came out the gate unprepared. And a lot of that was due to the laxed training camps and laxed environment in the locker room. So John Harbaugh comes in and changes that. And, you've seen a lot of that in the preseason. And I expect to see a lot more moving forward as far as the bully ball that John Harbaugh wants to play. So we're just getting started here, but lots more to come, man. I'm excited, man. 1 year that for the past 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 years. This 1 year, I am actually excited for New York Giants football. So got a glimpse of it Saturday. Hope to see some more in the coming weeks.
All right, so got a little action-packed show for you guys. Coming up here on New York Giants Full Access with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk and NYG, the unpopular one himself. And let's get into the intro and let's talk some Giants football.
New York Giants.
Welcome to New York Giants Full Access. So we are going to be talking about first, Mr. Jaxson Dart gets his bell rung in the first preseason game, and he had to go back into the blue tent. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to head on to some other things. We're not going to spend a good amount of time on this. Just want to get you guys' thoughts on this. But it's a couple of plays from the preseason. You see exactly what happened to Jaxson Dart, man.
Dallas Turner cleaned it up. Well, they've been pulled. Pressure came flying in, and Jay Ward laid him out to end the first quarter.
Is the end of the first quarter.
So Jaxson Dart gets lit up in the first preseason game. As you saw, Tyrone Tracy missed the assignment and he got hit. And he had to go into the blue tent. He sat on the ground for a little while. They said he went into the tent for a concussion protocol type thing, but his head never really hit the ground. So there's a lot of confusion going on about why every time this guy gets touched, he has to go into the blue tent. NYG, Harbaugh was confused. Dart was confused. Mm-hmm. A lot of people were confused. So What I want to ask is, we get to some real stuff. Is this narrative pushed, or was they really trying to see if this kid was all right?
It's narrative pushed. All you heard off season was Jaxson Dart and the blue tint and how he's reckless and how he does not take care of himself. You know, I've heard phrases like he plays football like a crash dummy. And to be honest with you, that is a narrative, because when you think about it, the dude had one concussion last year out of all those trips to the so-called blue tent. We have to stop pushing false narratives, is what it is. He's not injury a problem. You know, he played started 14 games last year. And he's you know, after being, you know, sat for a good period. And yeah, did he miss a couple games? Yeah. Are they being overly cautious? Perhaps. But this whole narrative about him being injured and every time he takes a hit, we got to take him into the tent for a concussion, like the dude don't have his marbles all there, is ridiculous. I've seen so many quarterbacks get, I mean, Tua. I mean, that dude almost died on the field a couple times. I've seen this guy get hit, man. And you know, there was those narratives about Tua, but is Jaxson Dart Tua? Is that where we're going with this thing now? Is that the narrative that's going to be pushed? Is that, oh, he's okay, but he just can't stay on the field? You how many quarterbacks missed games last year? How many players missed games last year? How many players aren't out there today playing football? If he had an injury problem or some type of issue, would he even been in this preseason game at all? So it is narrative pushed. It's bullshit to what it is. It's bullshit. And I just hope Jaxson Dart doesn't feed into that. And I hope this coaching staff doesn't feed into that and allow that to change the way he plays and how he's being coached. That's my concern. But as far as the narrative, it's bullshit.
Yeah, I think it is a bullshit narrative. They act like every time this kid get touched, this is what happens. Had to bring back out the classic.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I think it was BS. Even the head coach was like, why is he going to the blue tent? So that tells you that there was like, what's going on? You know, thank you for your question, Coach. And we're gonna get to that question during the fan mail section of the show. But I don't think there's anything to worry about with Jaxson Dart. Only thing I'm worried about Jaxson Dart is not letting his frustrations take over and, you know, stop him from playing his type of game. You know, you New York Giants fans always want to start some stuff, but then when you actually get what you want, you hate it. So you want to get this guy to be a Trent Dilfer pocket type quarterback, you're well on your way to trying. But we'll see, man. But that's not what I want to see for Jaxson Dart this upcoming season or his career. So we want to talk about, you know, OBJ and his comeback tour with the New York Giants. So we're going to listen to OBJ and see
I just kind of try
exactly what he has to say about his first game back, man.
I just kind of try and I'm an observant person, so I like to watch and see what they're doing. And then if there's something that I could give them, I give them that piece. You know, I don't never like to, you got to do it this way and that. I like to let them figure out and then how to help best serve their game. So I told Malachi, I said, bro, you're going to be the first one to score. Like, and just for him to be able to get in that end zone, I was happy for him. I said, you got to get that ball to your son. So just happy for him, happy for the guys in our room. Obviously, we didn't win, but just got to get better.
How do you think you've been in training camp? Like, do you think you've shown enough?
I mean, I felt good. I feel good being out there. I feel, when you see the tape or at practice, I'm getting open. But at the end of the day, a receiver, I always talk about this, is the most selfless position on the field. You wait around all game for everybody to do their job just for 5 opportunities maybe. So when they do come their way, you got to make the most of them. And today it was light, so, we'll see what happens.
You came in on one play late, threw a nice block. I'm sure you're going to enjoy watching that.
Somebody got to feel this pain. I've been sitting down for a minute. I got a lot of stuff built up, so somebody got to feel this pain.
So, OBJ says somebody got to feel this pain. Talking about the block that he made on a good run play, and that was a heck of a block by OBJ. It's not a block you'd think somebody of OBJ's stature would do, but he took that dude out. So, what I want to ask you, NYG, is what do you think about OBJ's first game back in the New York Giants uniform? And do you think he's going to make this team?
I thought he played well for the chances that he got. Like you said, he didn't. I think he only had 2 catches. A couple times he was open, right there. Winston didn't see him. And there's one other time he was going down the field, he missed him. But I mean, OBJ hasn't played football in almost 2 years. Mm-hmm. So, I don't expect him to go out there and get 10 targets a game or anything like that. I just think there's the wide open one. But yeah, I just think that for him, he's just happy to be back on the field. He's happy to be back with the Giants. He knows that he kind of missed the opportunity here, to kind of help turn this franchise around, which, they were on their way, but things got derailed, obviously. So he sees a chance to come back in and help the new regime. And, his relationship with John Harbaugh obviously plays a lot into that. And as far as him making a team, I mean, when you look at the receivers that he's put against, Juju Smith-Schuster is injured now. That doesn't bode well for him. Personally, how I feel about Darnell Mooney. I think he's a good receiver. He's not a scrub, but I don't think he plays into being a big part of this team. But if you put OBJ in the slot and you give me Malachi Fields and Malik Neighbors on the outside, I like that combination for the New York Giants, regardless of who's coming off the bench or who's playing the 4th receiver spot. So yeah, I do think he makes this team as that 3rd receiver option, because he has to be, because your 4th, 5th, 6th options are going to be playing special teams more than likely. So I think that's how they roll with him. I mean, it'll be Slayton to start off. Malachi Fields will be playing some special teams. But like I said yesterday, we'll talk about Fields, but I like OBJ making his team and playing that slot role and teaching some of these guys, like you always say, the nuances of playing wide receiver. He's going to be a big plus for this team this year. And yeah, I think the Giants would be foolish to go through all that and have him go through all that just to cut him for fucking Braxton Berrios or somebody.
Facts.
I
mean, that's the whole OBJ thing, man. Glad to see him back in the Giants uniform. Got the fresh cut and everything. Ready to go out there and play some ball. And I do think the best 3 receivers should be, OBJ, Malik Neighbors, and Malachi Fields. But probably going to see something in the beginning of the season. Probably like a Neighbors, Slayton, and Tavin Austin in the beginning of the season. Those other people like OBJ and Malachi Fields going to have to work their way into the rotation. And it doesn't bode well for Juju Smith-Schuster, him being hurt. So, we'll see exactly what happens with that receiving room. But we're gonna keep it on the New York Giants receivers, and we're gonna listen to the hot shot rookie, man, your guy Malachi Fields, NYG, showing that he might be our best red zone target from the get-go. So let's listen to Malachi Fields and let's listen to what he got to say.
Can you describe the catch, how you felt it, and then did you see the replays of it?
Yeah, so I originally had like a shallow crosser, and then once I saw Jaxson breaking out of the pocket, I'm the low guy, so I turn up and then just trying to make some space, and he puts the ball up, and I can make a play.
What was it like to be out there for your first preseason game, first taste of NFL action?
No, it was amazing to be back playing football again, pads on, hitting live. It's fun. I had a few insert blocks in there too. Just getting my helmet on a safety was fun.
How crazy was it, the kind of series of plays? Jaxson takes the sack, the big hit goes off, and then you see Jameis running on. I mean, that had to be one of those things where it's like, okay, if this happens in a real game, you got to be ready. It doesn't matter what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. It's that kind of that like next man up. Everybody's ready to go. The mentality. Anything can happen, but we got to see he's okay after that hit, and then he was able to deliver. A strike for a touchdown. So
did you even see him coming back into the game, and when did you realize when he was back in the huddle?
I did.
When they announced it in the press box, they called it a touchdown pass for Jameis.
Oh, did they really? No, I saw him running on to call a play in the huddle, and then I knew he was good to go. I knew he was back in.
I assume that is the ball?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's the ball.
How do you measure the idea of it being preseason, but also being a milestone, being your first year for the Giants in the state?
I think it's awesome. Just one thing, just take every day like it's your last, like preseason or not. Just go out there and do what you do. Like even if it's practice. This is just, I guess, just a different showcase, a different spotlight on it, just because it's a game. But preseason, regular season, just make a play. Yeah.
Anything surprise you about today, being the first, walking to the stadium?
Nah, not really. I was just kind of looking forward to it, excited about it. I knew it was coming, but yeah.
Who gets the ball?
Just gonna go at the house so we all can look at it.
So that is Malachi Fields, man. He was talking this little talk about the catch that he made, the touchdown that he made, not just a catch, but the touchdown that he made. And the cool thing about this, man, is NYG, you were talking about this before. Before the season, before even training camp started, he was like, this guy needs to develop into our number 2. So with what you saw from Malachi Fields in his first preseason game, does that make your case even more strong about him being the number 2 coming up? And you said this season, so I want you to give the fans a little bit of taste of your case for Malachi Fields being number 2.
Well, because it gives you something nobody else on this team gives you, and that's as you've seen, a red zone threat. And Jaxson Dart, when he gets in trouble and he does this little scrambling, backyard football thing that him and a lot of other quarterbacks, and ain't just him, like to play. This is the guy he's going to be looking for, because he's the one that can catch the ball in coverage. They call them possession receivers. You know what I'm saying? I just call him a big ass dude that can jump up and catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what you need. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need, because you have your route runner and Malik Neighbors and OBJ, coming in and out the slots and on the outside. You need a guy that, hey, when those guys are covered, bracketed, you know what I'm saying? When those corners start biting on that short shit, you throw it up to this cat, you know what I'm saying? And he can go up and get the football. Beyond that, his blocking, his toughness that he brings, you know what I'm saying? He's a big body, so you know what I'm saying? He's going to give you that blocking. Dude even plays special teams. He was on specials yesterday, which I was shocked to see. I'm like, man, they invested a lot in this guy, and he's threw him out there on special teams, but he's a true team player. You know what I'm saying? True team player. And once he gets his route running down just a little bit more crisp, I seen some improvement yesterday. Definitely he's locked in as the number 2. Why wouldn't you want to use this dude on almost every play? Because he's good on the run plays and he's going to be good on the pass plays. I'm not taking him off the field. I'm not taking Fields off the field, you know. But you're going to give Slayton and the veterans their shot to prove and yada, 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 their due diligence, yada, yada, yada. That's why I said by the middle of the season. But John Harbaugh might say, fucking put him out there game 1 as the number 2.
Mm-hmm.
But he will be the number 2 receiver, bro. The New York Giants did not invest, trade up, give an extra pick to go get this dude in the 3rd round if they did not have a role for him. And I think the role for him is this wide receiver 2.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you on that point, man.
They ain't drafting to be no special teamer, bro.
Nah, they drafted him to be a receiver that they.
And he ain't playing in the slot, so
right. He's got to play on the outside, and I do believe he will be our top red zone threat at the receiver position this year too. To give Jaxson Dart that outlet that, hey, if you want to line him up one-on-one on the outside, we throw that ball to him on that fade and let him go over the top of your DB, especially if the DB is a smaller DB. So say if you have a bigger DB like a Patrick Surtain II, you can't just throw him on Malik Neighbors the whole time in the red zone, because he's going to have to go out there and play physical with a guy like Malachi Fields, because you put that other guy out there, I forget his name, the little white guy that they got out there, he be getting cooked. You put him out there, it's a problem. So he might have to take on, some number 1 guys in the red zone, because he's a threat. And so when you do that, you can line Malik Neighbors up in the slot and let him route up a slot corner and get an easy touchdown that way. You know what I'm saying? And he's a threat to block. If you want to run it into the end zone, you want to do a quarterback draw or a quarterback, off tackle with this guy leading the way on the outside, that DB's not getting past him. So I think this guy's going to be one heck of an asset for this team, NYG, and you probably will be proven right. I'll say at least after the first 2 weeks. I don't think they're going to throw him in there the first 2 weeks. But after that, we'll see, man. But that has been Malachi Fields, man, and I'm excited to see this rookie, bro. Real talk. So we're going to get to another rookie, the showcase of rookies, and we're going to get to CeCe Minoa. CeCe, and see what he had to say after his first game with the New York Giants.
I was saying that Coach Harbaugh said last night that the rookies, after you play this game, you feel like you belong. Mm-hmm. Is that what he said, and you feel that way now?
Oh yeah, after the game, he came up to me. He was like, "How do you feel about your first game?" I said, "It was amazing." And then he hit me with a question: "Do you feel like you belong?" And it got me wondering. I do honestly feel like I belong, but at the same time, I just don't want to belong. I want to dominate the league, obviously. That's the mentality that every kid has. But, as a rookie, you want to come in and you want to earn that trust, obviously.
You feel more so now as opposed to yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
Was there any moment on the field you didn't have a ton of snaps where something physical happened and you kind of looked and thought to yourself, I can do this kind of thing? Yeah. I mean, it was a whole game. I mean, before the game, it was like anxious anxiety. But after that first snap, we ran straight down and it all just snapped from there.
You take us through the screen, the big game Motorhead.
Did the screen?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was third and extra long. We hit the screen. I was like, you know what? I was trying to avoid my guy and go make a play, but ended up he was a non-believer to the screen, so I had to stay on him. And then once I saw Motor get out there and he missed the blocks, I looked at my guy. I was like, all right, you running with me now? And then I just take him for a ride.
It looks like you got Jamal in there, too. I mean, you took out 2 guys, no? On the screen?
On the screen? I wasn't sure. I mean, I had to go look back at the film. All I remember was I was running my guy.
CeCe, even though the pressure came from the outside, is there a large part of you that gets annoyed when you see your quarterback going to the blue like that?
Yeah.
Like how you feel?
I mean, as an offensive lineman, your main priority is protecting the quarterback. And when we see something like that, it was just, you want to encourage not only yourself to do better, but also encourage your other 4 guys on the line of scrimmage to, make sure that our quarterback is healthy.
So, CeCe Minoa in his interview says, not only do I want to feel like I belong in the NFL, I want to dominate. And that's the type of attitude that you want from a guy that you take in the top 10 of a draft. Yeah, it's cool to feel like I belong, but I want to dominate. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just be in here, just be another guy. I want to kick some ass, like he said on the screenplay. Did I take out 2 guys? I don't know. I was just running my guy up the field. You don't want to believe in the screen, so I'm gonna show you that you should have got out of there. But you want to stay here with me? Well, come ride with me a little bit. And I like this kid, man, NYG. I like this kid a lot. And I think he's going to be one hell of a player for sure. Because his attitude is great for the game, bro. When you get quotes like that saying that, hey, I don't want to just belong, I want to dominate, that's what you need, man. And he was really good in the run game. As you can see some of his clips here, he was really good in the run game. Some passing game things he needs to clean up a little bit, but he was solid to me. Like they try to blame this sack on him, the first sack of Jaxson Dart on him, but that wasn't on him. That was way on the other side. But what did you think about CeCe's performance in his first game, and what do you think about him going into the future? Do we have a future at the right guard position / right tackle position with CeCe?
Yeah. Like any player, you got to give him time to develop, though. You got to give the guy time. You can't expect him to step in and be an all-pro from the jump. But what I will say is he's going to do his damnedest to be an all-pro from the jump. I mean, kid's got hella effort. His mind is in the game. You can tell by the way he talks. And as far as out there on the field, yeah, man, the running game, that's what we want, right? We want to build a bully in the run game. That's what John Harbaugh been talking about, man. And I think this dude is going to set the tone. I think he's going to set the tone for that, along with Jermaine, and we'll see when Andrew Thomas gets back. But I think that he's going to set the tone in the run game. You know what I'm saying? He does have to clean up some things, but he's a damn kid. He's a rookie. He's a young player. So I think CeCe Minoa is going to be, the captain of this offensive line. You know what I'm saying? And in due time, that's the role I see him taking on. But this year, yeah, we just want to see some solid run defense and some growth in pass protection, because the run defense he's gonna give you right away. Pass protection we gotta see. We got Jaxson Dart. Like he said, you don't want to get your quarterback killed. So he's going to give his effort as far as getting better in those areas. So that like the comment said, that's what you like to hear. It's what you like to hear from your young players. This kid right here is, the Giants did good with those first 2 picks, man. Him and Avrell Reese, 2 mature young guys, and they both bring hella toughness and focused. You know what I'm saying? Want to get better, the will to want to win, the will to want to get better, the will to be an excellent answer. I don't want to just belong. I want to dominate. I want to stand out from the crowd. Thanks, bro. I don't want to just be in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? I want to just be a regular old lineman, a jag, just another guy. I don't want to be that out there. That's what he's telling you. And with that determination, I believe this kid will go to great heights. he has the potential. I'll say I'm not going to put the expectation on him just yet, but he has the potential to be a Pro Bowl guard in this league. Within the next year or two.
Yeah, I truly believe it. He's just stout, bro. Like, I've never seen a guy that tall but still that stout. Like, that's crazy. Like, the Giants really drafted some giants in these first two picks this year with Avrell Reese and CeCe Minoa. But we're gonna get to our other, first round draft pick, the number 5 overall pick, and that is Avrell Reese, man. Now, Avrell Reese, we're gonna go through a couple of his little highlights here in his first game, and just seeing this here, bro, like, this is dope, man. Let me get to it now. You see him right there. Look at him push the pile. He got hit by a lineman. Who cares? And he actually pushes 74 to where McFadden misses the tackle. I can't stand, like, that is crazy about him, bro. I've never understood that. Yeah. Reese pushes him into, you see Reese push him?
Yeah.
He pushed him into the tackle. He like, go get the tackle, bro. And slip. So that should have been what, 2 yards? Let's see. That should have been what? Line of scrimmage was at the 29. And so McFadden makes contact. Should have been a 1 yard gain. But 1 yard turns it to 10. Well, maybe 13.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I was on one of the first plays too.
Look at this dude. When he makes contact, he makes contact. That's a lineman. Get off of me. And when you hit Reese, you go down. I don't know what type of strength this dude has, because I didn't even know he was this strong coming out of college.
Yeah.
Like, his build, it's like, okay, he's built, but damn, I didn't know he was that strong too. And look at him get off of me. That's a lineman he's doing that.
Yeah.
That's not a tight end, that's a lineman. Get off of me and makes the tackle. And guess what? He's pretty good in zone too. Look at him get back. Discipline, eyes on the quarterback. The play's not going to him. If Kyler Murray would have turned his head and try to throw it to 14 on a little comeback here, I think Reese makes it.
Yeah.
Look at him. Look what he does to this fullback here. Bang! Get Now,
jeez.
His counterpart again. We're gonna get to look at McFadden overshooting it. Why are you running straight into the lineman? You got to get past that lineman, McFadden. This is where Tremaine Edmonds comes into play. Do I think
please
this play
get him out
happens
there.
if DJ Reader and Shelby Harris and Tremaine Edmonds are in there? No. But McFadden gets swallowed up. Pause. You see how he went too far?
Yeah. Yeah, he goes too far, then he can't get off the damn block, and it's just.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was telling people I wasn't a fan of this guy. Well, no, man, he's good, man. I don't need a linebacker that can't tackle. I don't need him. I have no use for him.
Right. Glad he's not the starter anymore. Now, if you want to say Reese got himself out of position, not on that play, he just destroyed that fullback. But on this play here, you want to say Reese got himself out of position, maybe a little bit here. Yeah, I think he was playing the play action, which that is his assignment if he has to play the play action, to be honest with you. I think Nubin is either Nubin or Reese didn't do the full assignment right here. Either Nubin was supposed to play the play action and Reese was supposed to go to the running back, or Nubin was supposed to go to the running back and Reese plays the play action on the rollout, especially when you didn't see a tight end come out there. So I'll put that one a little bit on Reese. I actually put it on both of them a little bit because there was no tight end that rolled out. You see what I'm saying? The tight end was blocking, so he wasn't rolling out. And if he was a rollout, the quarterback wouldn't have been going to the left and not the right. So I'll put that on both of them. I put it on both. I put it on Neat. Well, I put it on both of them. Let's give it.
McFadden's the same player he was before he got hurt. No, man.
Who was somebody said he playing like that because he got hurt?
Miz. I'm not.
Oh, Miz. What's going on, Miz?
I'm not buying that shit right there. That dude just can't fucking tackle.
So, yeah, man. This kid Reese, man. Reese, even though he was out of position, look how fast he gets back there. He gets back in the play and he actually makes the tackle. That's what you want to see. Even though I was out of position, I got back in the play and made the tackle. You know, you see how he two gap right there?
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine you got Edmonds out there that could do the same thing. Okay, here's my gap.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Edmonds gonna look a lot.
Edmonds is gonna be right here between 75 and 84.
Yeah,
the weight like McFadden is right here. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so gaps are closed. You know, that's what you want to see in the run game. And this kid, look at him, man. He just bullies people. Get off of me. No tight end has a chance against this guy.
Yeah.
Like, no tight end. He's violent, bro. Like, he really is violent. That's his game. Dead ass. That's his
ass. GA, yo.
You know what I'm saying? He's very good in coverage. He runs. I just look at him shed. He always sheds. He doesn't get stonewalled, bro. That's pretty damn good for a rookie. You see what I'm saying? He doesn't get stonewalled. I didn't see him get stonewalled one time. Get off of me.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, you know, not to shit on another player to big up our player, but he looked better than Sonny Styles.
Yes, he did.
A lot of people was banging the trip, you know, me too, for a little bit, but yeah, they made the right pick. They picked the right one.
You know, to end it with Reese. Look at Reese on this play here when he was on the punt. When he was on the look, all right, he gets that's holding automatically. That's holding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got held, try to pull him to the ground, still trying to pull him to the ground, still trying to pull him to the ground, still holding him. Okay, Reese is like,
and
okay,
he looks back at him like, what the fuck?
He looks back
dude?
at him. He's like, that's enough, bro. He pissed him off right there. He pulled him again. He said, you know what? That's enough. He turned around. Yeah, where you at? Okay. Bang. Come here.
Get out of here.
Put him on the ground. Get your ass up, nigga. So
try that shit again.
Right. So I like what I saw out of Avrell Reese, man, in his first game. Can't wait to see him get into some live in-season action. But that was pretty doggone good, Avrell Reese. I'll give him that, man. I'll give him that. That was pretty doggone good. And I can't wait to see him, bro. And what we're gonna do, man, we're gonna take a little bit of a break. We're gonna get into a little flash, and then we're gonna come back and we got to talk about this defense and the run game and the DB. So we'll be right back, man. So this is the run game, man, and run defense, might I add. And it seems we still have some similar issues with non-tackling and letting people get to the outside. And so let's take a look at a couple of clips, and then we're going to decide if it's something we need to be worried about.
Stopped the run, and they ran it right to the outside, Bob. The bigger concern was the interior of the defensive.
What they want, Carl, they want to run this football, and right now they're winning the battle up front all the way across.
Tailback, a rookie 6th-round pick out of Wake Forest. They really like what he's done in camp, and he turns to the outside.
Fucking McFadden.
So
if he run that shit back, because if he gets around there.
Stopped the run, and they ran it right to the outside, Bob.
Right there.
That
plays stopped. That's bullshit, bro. That shit piss you off. Like you're in your what is he? What is
I think this is his 5th year.
4th year, 5th year?
It's his 5th year because he doesn't have a 5th year option.
Yeah, he
so
didn't have the 5th year option.
deal.
They had to brought him back on the 1-year deal. Yeah, you doing this in your 5th year? Come on, man.
Like I don't know if his arms are too short or what it is, but like he's the best, sorriest player I've ever seen. Like he shoots gaps, he gets in there, and he just whiffs every time.
Yeah.
And for players like that, man, it's sad to say that maybe we need to give Captain Jack Kelly a little burn.
Yes.
Before him. Because Jack Kelly looked good. Jack Kelly looked good.
Jack, I'll put them both through tackling drills. All right, whoever get the most tackles, that's the spot. Because I know what I'm getting from Reese and Edmonds is you two got to sort it out for the backup spot. The first one that's going to come in, and then the loser, I guess we'll put you on special teams and your ass is cut, whatever, man. But that's exactly what I'll do. I'll make it a competition between him, a real competition between him and Jack Kelly, because this shit got to stop, bro.
Like, I don't understand why you can't make a tackle, bro. Like, look, you got him.
You right there.
Right, 1 yard. Now, if this was a better running back, that might be house. You see what I'm saying? And that happened a lot last year. I told people that these linebackers were causing a lot of these big gash runs last year, and you saw it in this game.
Mm-hmm. Because that was the biggest run they had. That run right there, you know what I'm saying, was the big deal. When people talking about, me and you who've been talking about this run defense, it was that run right there that was the big deal. Outside of that, Minnesota didn't do a whole lot. But that shit right there, those gash runs, is what they gotta prevent. Those gash runs. You gotta shut shit like that down.
Like, you can't be this wide open in the hole, bro.
And that was another one too. But I ain't even too mad about that one. That last one you showed, that shit gotta fucking stop. Because eventually they get there and they make the tackle, and it is what it is. Team's gonna get plays off on you, but that shit right there's gotta fucking stop.
And McFadden, there he goes again in the play. Like, it always happens.
That's what I'm saying. That shit right there.
Like, I don't understand it, bro. Tremaine Edmonds makes this tackle.
Yeah,
I truly believe, or at least throws him down to where somebody else can get him. But yeah, he makes that tackle. And it makes everybody else look bad when you do things like this, bro. And sorry to keep replaying it, chat, but this right here, this is where you see McFadden a lot, dog, on his back, flailing, because he just missed a tackle. And we can't have that anymore. And I thank goodness we did get, Tremaine Edmonds in free agency, because I think he will make Avrell Reese a little worse. You know what I'm saying? You can't depend on a rookie to be the veteran. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's
what they're doing in Washington. Like you said, they got Sonny Styles over there playing the mic. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what they're doing. They putting that type of emphasis on a rookie linebacker. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, you don't necessarily want that. You want those players to kind of grow into those roles of being the leader on defense. But so I'm with you. They did do good by getting Edmonds in there to pair with Avrell, because a lot of fans were just, we got Edmonds, we don't need a linebacker now, we good, we just throw McFadden back out there. No, the fuck you won't, John Harbaugh said.
You won't. And that was the first order that he did. He got a linebacker.
Yeah, the first thing. That's what I said. We're not going for this type of shit. You think it pissed me off and pissed Pat off? Imagine how Harbaugh feel when he see this shit.
Man, Harbaugh knows linebackers, bro. And when he seen that shit, he said, "Fuck no,
son of a biscuit eater, man. What are you doing out there, bro? What are you doing, out there, my G?"
So
it is.
So we're gonna talk about little things that we saw in the game that may need to be remedied, and that was one of the things that we talking about the run game. Now we could talk about the linebackers, but we got to talk about these defensive tackles too.
Yeah,
the backup defensive tackle position. I think we might need to be a little bit worried about that backup defensive tackle position. Because even though DJ Reader and Shelby Harris were not there, you're gonna need guys like Fotu, I believe. Fotu or Lotu.
Yeah, Lakey.
And Darius Alexander to step up when those guys need a breather. Because DJ Reader, you don't want him playing all 3 downs all game. You don't want Shelby Harris playing all 3 downs all game. So people like Chauncey Golston, Alexander, Leaky Fotu, a couple of other guys that we got on here. I was a little bit disappointed. Alexander, he still had a decent game. He was getting pressure, and you're not really counting on him to be a run stuffer like that, but you still need him to, stack some bodies. What did you see out of these defensive tackles in YG in this first preseason game? And what did you see that they did good? What do you see they did bad? Just give your overall view of what you saw.
Well, like you mentioned, they got pressure, especially with Alexander. He got a sack. I think Fotu was batted a pass down or something like that. So they were able to affect the pass game more than the run game. But what I don't like to see, what irritates me more than anything, especially when it comes to run defense, is just those runs right up the middle. Like I want my D tackles to close those gaps and stop slow a lot of that down. Your linebackers won't clean you up, but just the initial push, it was too much for me. You know what I'm saying? As far as just going straight up the middle. Now your D tackles particularly are in the inside of the line, obviously. So those runs to the outside, you can't, ain't so much they could do about that. But though it's the runs in the middle that bothers me more than anything. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, Edmonds or somebody like that we hope they make that tackle. That's on our linebackers. But that shit right there, D tackles, man, they got to do better with that push coming up the middle. And we hope Shelby Harris and DJ Reader can help that. We hope Alexander, he more of a 3 tech, I believe, a end, not so much as a deep a nose tackle. So maybe he was playing a little bit out of position yesterday. But they all got to do better, and that's the so-called Dexter Lawrence effect. If people want to throw that out there, because it's the running up the middle. Last year, a lot of Giants, the team was getting gashed to the outside, but if they can run up the middle on you, that's worse, in my opinion.
Yeah, if they can run up the middle, that's a lot worse because now you're getting right to it. You know what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying? Ain't no misdirection or trickery needed. Just hand the ball off, sir.
Yep.
7 yards. 5. 10. You know what I'm saying? That right there we cannot see. I can forgive an outside run that scampers up the sideline for 10 or 12 yards. I can forgive that, as long as it ain't happening all game long. But that running straight up the middle shit, that's on our D tackles and our D line.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. And before we get into your top 5 segment and the fan mail, and then we'll end the show. What do you think about the performance of our young DBs and Deontay Banks and Colton Hood? What do you think about their performance, and should we be a little bit worried about the secondary as well?
Yeah, you should be concerned about the secondary as we have been, but I don't think they were terrible per se. I just think they got to clean up a lot of the penalty stuff, the grabbiness. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of technique stuff. You feel me? That they need to kind of clean up. And that's the only thing right there is with the DBs and the safeties. Because it's not like there was a lot of blown coverages and you wasn't seeing things like that where guys is running wide open down the field, which is great. But penalties have to be cleaned up. But they were there, bro. Like, at least the DB was around the play.
Right.
And he wasn't, you know what I'm saying, 10 yards, 5 yards. So I can say that about Banks and and your boy Hood. You know what I'm saying? But the Giants still gonna need a DB, bro. Like, I just, who do you see that's going? We're gonna talk about top 5 in the NFC East in a second. That's my top 5 list. It's gonna be offensive players on the NFC East, and then I just think about like which one of these DBs you throwing out there against Lamb, against Pickens, against Devontae Smith, against Terry McLaurin and Stephon. They're like, who you matching Cold Hood up on one-on-one up on them cats? That's what I'm saying. It's not a promising look. Either way you slice it, they still need another body in there because Poston Adebo was supposed to be that guy. We all know he's far from it. So now we're looking at one of these young dudes to step up and be that, and it's not fair to them. They still need time to develop. Even Deontay Banks. Salute. Shout out to the chat, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in, man. But that's kind of what I seen out there as far as the DBs and safeties and all that is concerned.
Yeah. I mean, I got the same sentiment, man. Can't throw Colton Hood out there and expect him to be locked down from snap one. You know what I'm saying? Deontay Banks, you got to build his confidence back up. You know, Newsome is a veteran. Paulson Adebo is a veteran. You gotta get more from your veterans, man, and your safeties. You know, Newman out of position a little bit. He did have a good pass breakup though, and I do see Newman. At least he's trying. He's trying to get better, and that's a good sign. But you got to see what you can get from Javon Holland, man. You need your veterans in the secondary to step up this year. You know, you can't just have these young guys out here learning on the fly all the time. So I'm with you there. Am I worried a little bit? Yes, I am, because I want to see exactly how these guys look if the pressure doesn't get there immediately. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If the pressure doesn't get there immediately, you have to guard CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Terry McLaurin, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Smith, Mekhi Lemon. You know, it's a lot, man. But we'll see. Slay, what's going on, Slay? Been a minute, man.
Salute.
What's going on, little fella?
Stay tuned, man. We're about to do inside there, well, not inside there, with top 5 NFC East.
Yeah. Talk about your Eagles a little bit.
But
that's been, you know, about the whole preseason game, the breakdown, all our rookies and everything. Hopefully, guys, you appreciate a little bit of that Avrell Reese film. Love to do that for you guys here. But we're going to get into NYG's top 5, man. And we're going to have that when we get back, man.
Yep.
Take a little break.
Coming right up.
All right. So, man, y'all go check out Big Pat Sports Talk Reacts, man, on my official channel on Big Pat Sports Talk, where I talk about everything, NFL, NBA, anything sports. Y'all check that out, and we'll get into NYG's top 5 when we get back. welcome to Big Pat Sports Talk Reacts.
All right, man. Getting into my top 5 here. Let's see. Yeah, let's get this cracking. All right. Top 5. This time we're gonna do top 5 offensive players in the NFC East. I tried to show all the teams. I ain't gonna say love because I don't like them, but respect. I tried to show all the positions some respect. So try to throw a little bit of a mix in here. But this is top 5 offensive players in the NFC East. We did the defense last time. This week we go on offense, which is my favorite side of the football. Let's start out with number 5. So coming in at number 5 here is Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert. You like Dallas Goedert? Well, Dallas Goedert is the best tight end in this division right now. You know, you can argue it if you want to, but Goedert, 82 targets, 60 receptions, had 11 touchdowns last year. That was second in the NFL. Yeah, we want to see Likely get there. You know, I don't know if you want to argue the Dallas tight end, Shoemaker or whatever, but for me, it's Dallas Goedert, and selfishly, he's helped my fantasy team in past years. All right, let's go to number 4. My number 4 offensive player in the NFC East is Jaden Daniels. You're like, oh, get out of here. You gotta. I'm not taking injury. I'm not taking a player out of my top 5 because of injury. Some people do it. I'm not going to do it. To me, he's the best quarterback in the division. We'll see about Jaxson Dart. Jalen Hurts, man, please. And Dak's Dak, but talent-wise, I think Jaden Daniels is the best of the bunch. He is the stir that makes the Commanders drink, go, or however the phrase is. So last year, of course, he was hurt. So, you know, you may have forgotten about him or don't care about him or whatever, but offensively, he is the offense over there in Washington. And if he's not right, they're not right. So Jaden Daniels checking in at number 4 here on my top 5 offensive players in the NFC East. Coming in at number 3, CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb, last year, Lamb had over 1,000 yards and over, I believe it was 70 receptions. Yep, 75 receptions, 1,077 yards, 14.4 yard average, 3 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb's a tough cover in the slot, man. Like when they put him in the slot, move him around like they do in Dallas. There's in the NFC East wise, I don't know how you can argue much better receiver wise. Since now that, you know, given what Philly's doing and what Washington is doing, you know what I'm saying? So CeeDee Lamb coming in at number 3 here on my list. Coming in at number 2, Malik Nabers. I wasn't going to forget about the Giants. Are you kidding me? Malik Nabers is the best offensive player on the New York Giants. Again, taking injury out of it because he only played in a couple games last year, but the year before that, we seen the monster he can be. You know, this is NFC East version of Jamar Chase, the NFC East version of Justin Jefferson or any other LSU receiver you want to put out there. It is Malik Nabers, and he checks in at number 2 only because, yeah, we need to see it a little more often. Had 1 year and, you know, hurt. And so, we want to see it this year, but talent-wise, offensive-wise, it easily could put him number one on this list, to be honest with you. That's how I feel about Neighbors. But he's not number one, unfortunately. I can't be biased with these lists. So coming in at number one, let's get to it. George Pickens. Might be a little receiver bias, but what running backs you going to use? I want to put Barkley up there. Go ahead. But Cam Scatterbo, go ahead. But to me, these receivers have been the ones in this division that's been balling out. And George Pickens is the one that balled out the most last year. 9 TD, 15.4 yard average, over 1,400 yards, 1,429 yards, and almost 100 receptions, had 93 receptions, playing in all 17 games. Availability is the best ability, so he gives you that as well. Yeah, I hate putting the Cowboy up there at number one, but offensively, they are the best team in this division, and so well represented in my top five with their two number one receivers. Dak, man, like I say, if you want to do honorable mentions, throw Dak, Saquon Barkley up in there, or even Cam Scatterbo or somebody else from the Giants. Go ahead, but that's my list. I'm going to give it to you one more time here. George Pickens, Malik Neighbors, number 2. CeeDee Lamb, number 3. Jaden Daniels, number 4. Dallas Goedert, number 5. Top 5 offensive players in the NFC East. And if you play fantasy football and you had a fantasy football team, this team would be monstrous. So, what do y'all think? Let me know. That's my top 5, though. Like it, love it, hate it. Give me y'all's thoughts.
I love it. I love that list. One thing I would it's kind of hard to take off Dallas Goedert, but if I did, I would put Saquon Barkley in there.
I thought about it. Yeah.
But after seeing what he did last year, Dallas Goedert has been consistent his whole career with those guys. So I agree with the list, and I might switch CeeDee Lamb with George Pickens, but George Pickens is a monster.
Thought about that too, but he had a better year. And man, to me, I like the bigger, stronger, receiver types anyway. So
hopefully Malachi Fields could turn into a version of that, a light version of that, and we will be good with him and Neighbors out there on the field. So that is NYG's top 5, man. Who are your top 5 players in the NFC East on the offensive side of the ball, man? Y'all let us know. Love that segment of the show. And we're going to answer some fan mail when we get back. So, and then we'll wrap up the show. Let's get into it. We're going to knock out these questions together, NYG. We'll go ahead and wrap this up. It's a little bit over an hour. Coach, good to hear from you, Coach. Hope all is well with you, brother. He says, question for you two. Are these constant tent checks because people feel Dart is more fragile as opposed to use of the word reckless that's been associated with him? I just think, we said it earlier in the show, Coach, I just think it's a lot of propaganda and narrative based about this kid going into the blue tent consistently. Everybody knows that this kid is not fragile and he's not soft by any means. Reckless, maybe a little bit, but the kid is showing that he knows how to slide and get out of bounds as well. He just wants to make plays, man. But I wouldn't say that he's fragile and not in the least bit. Reckless, maybe a little bit. But a lot of great players are reckless. Josh Allen is reckless. Lamar Jackson gets reckless at times. A lot of great players were reckless. And Joe Montana and Steve Young were reckless at times when they felt they needed to elevate the team. But NYG, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I don't think it's because he's more fragile. I just think A lot of it's New York media, man. A lot of it's just it's New York, because ain't nobody bitching about this stuff with some of these other quarterbacks, man. It's just here, you know. I've seen Tua get destroyed out there in Miami, you know what I'm saying? A lot, you know, and he had a concussion history, but every time he got dropped, he didn't go to the blue tent. You know what I'm saying? He only went out when he got dropped and didn't get back up. Then you take him on into the back tent, wherever you need to take him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's knocked out or whatever. But you know, if the kid bounced back up and he tells you he's fine, what you take him in the damn tent for? I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us on TV can tell when a player has a concussion too, man. You kind of see him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you seen the Tua memes, and you know he pointing in different directions and stuff. Like, you see that stuff. We seen it with Daniel Jones, where he was kind of wobbling around a little bit. They would throw him back out there. You know, you didn't get that with Daniel Jones though. He used to get his joint cracked too. But it's narrative, man, and it's just New York media. I think they fish for stories and fish for narratives just to keep shit going, so they can write stories and shit.
Facts. We gonna get into Miss Trina. Good to hear from you, Miss Trina, man.
Miss Trina,
glad
long
to hear
time no
from
see.
you. Yep, long time no see. She says, "What's up, fellas? I understand that Tyrone Tracy missed his assignment, but I do have a question. Who is number 77? Because he is not blocking really at all. That name is Daniel Fish Filele.
Yeah.
What is the biggest lineman that you ever see that can't block anything? Like Shannon Sharp said, he said, man, never seen a guy so big that can't even block the sun out his face. So that is Daniel Filele, and I pray that this man does not have to get in there and block for Jaxson Dart, because he is atrocious, bro. Like, he is atrocious. I don't think there's no saving that cat. I just think John Harbaugh has a soft spot for him, and he just wanted a big body to see what he can do. But yeah, that's Daniel Filele, Miss Trina. Yeah. Somebody you do not want to see playing, but go ahead and watch.
Yeah, man. Nah, only one word for Daniel Filele, bro.
Try.
That's all I gotta say about that. Yeah, he's awful. But
yeah, that's all we can say about him. Thank you, Miss Trina, for your question, man. Appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and get it to Chris. He says, I believe Tyler Nubin will have a breakout year playing under Denard. Denard has developed successfully safeties like Jamal Adams and Kyle Hamilton. Nubin is next in line. I'll take a wait and I'll see approach with Tyler Nubin. I do think he is in competition with Pinnock. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. We're going to have to see with Tyler Nubin, man. He is in the best shape that he has in his career so far, but I don't know. I got to take a wait and see approach, man. What you thinking, YG?
Yeah, I'm not trusting that Tyler Nubin is going to be Jamal Adams or Kyle Hamilton or anything close to it. I do like Denard Wilson. I do think he's a good coach, and I do think he would develop this secondary, but I just don't think Nubin is that type of impact player. I think he can be decent, but I see the Giants hunting for a safety next year.
For sure. Yeah, I got to take a wait and see approach with that one, Chris. But hopefully you're correct, and hopefully Denard have another safety.
It's possible. I will say that. It's not out of the possibility. He was drafted in the second round for a reason. I'm having a hard time seeing it based on his play so far.
Yeah. All right. Yo, one of our day ones, Tyrone Hall. He says, Blow Motor had a nice run. Scat looked good. Fields looks like the real deal, too. So I'm going to turn this into a question for you, Big T. what do you think about blown motor? YG, how good does Scotabo look coming off the ankle surgery? And your guy Fields, I'm gonna give you another chance to pick up your guy, bro.
Yeah. Phil's gonna be the number 2. We already talked about that. He you know what I'm saying? That's my belief of it all anyway. As far as Scotabo, yeah, Scotabo looked good. Talked a little bit about it on Giants Convo earlier. Y'all go check that out. But Cam Scotabo is back. He's back, and he's gonna make our running game go. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be the real motor, not the blown one. We want to put a good motor in there. We don't want to put a blown motor in there. You know what I'm saying? That's going to give us problems and leak oil and all this shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? We going to put the good motor in there, which is Cam Scotabo. You know, as for blown motor, like I mentioned, his value is being a veteran presence in that backfield. I will say this. I don't think you see that Tyrone Tracy play of blown motors in there. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy that Devin Singletary is going to know where to be, you know what I'm saying? And kind of know what to do out there. He just, you don't see that giddy up no more. That motor is shot, man. You know what I'm saying? As far as him being a real threat out there in the running game. But a couple little scampers here and there, I could live with that as long as he don't have to play no significant minutes and start games and shit. And I don't know. I don't feel comfortable about our running game with him out there as RB1. So let's hope that's never the case. And Cam Scotabo and Tyrone Tracy stay healthy.
Facts, bro. I can't agree with you more. All right. So last question from our guy, Deception. Hey, good.
Deception. Long time no see, man. All the Giants fans coming out now, man. Appreciate y'all.
Good to hear from you, Deception. On everything's going okay with you and your family and your wife. He says, I've accepted that we will probably be mid this year, maybe next year until coach gets his guys in.
What's mid though? You see what I'm saying? Like what's mid? We talking mid is like 5, 6, 7 wins, or we talking mid is like 7, 8, 9 wins? You know, like I would have to hear his definition of mid, because I could see us being mid too, but I'm seeing mid as like that 7 to 9 win mark.
Me too.
Because a good team is gonna have double-digit wins in the NFL today with 17 games. So yeah,
that's a fact. Yeah, he says he thinking win like 7, 8 wins.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I can agree with you.
Yeah,
I can agree with you there. As long as you're not talking about 3, 4 wins, and I definitely wouldn't agree. But if you think mid is between 7, 8, 9 wins, I definitely agree with you, because I think this offense is going to be ran through the run game, and if we can't run the ball on you too well, I don't see our offense doing too much.
And Jaxson Dart going to get clocked around, and you're going to be hearing all this blue tent shit.
The defense can struggle sometimes too if we're not getting pressure. So yeah, I agree with you, Deception. That's very good right there. Between 7 and 8 wins, 7, 8, 9. Now if we can sneak in 10, then we can actually be good. Then we'll all be wrong, which I'm hoping we are. Yeah. So that has been Fan Mail, man. Thank you guys. Couple of quick notes before we get out of here. The Dallas Cowboys have signed veteran edge rusher Von Miller. Ooh, Dallas Cowboy this year.
God damn.
Yeah. So, they are adding some veteran pass rush this year.
They need it. They know they need pass rushes, bro.
Yep.
Rashawn Gary is not goddamn Brian Burns or Jalen Carter. Like, and that's supposed to be their best guy right now. So.
Yeah. So a little bit of news, and they are linked to Adoree Jackson. So their secondary might be in worse shape than us, because at least we ain't
if they hunting for Adoree Jackson, they trying to bring him in there, then they in big trouble. Big time trouble. But I thought Caleb Downs was supposed to fix all that, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about him having a great season. I don't know. They're gonna have to figure out what to do with him. Sonny Styles too, with the Commanders. They're gonna have to figure out what to do with him. I think we got the best first round rookies. A lot of people were mad because we picked CeCe over Caleb Downs, and a lot of people were mad because we picked Avrell Reese over Sonny Styles. And I'll say this: if Sonny Styles was a Giant, I think we would be in trouble. I think we would be in trouble with the linebacker.
I don't know, because they do have Edmonds. See, that the Washington's problem is, but they should have kept Bobby Wagner around to teach this young dude something. That's the shit they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's not learning from nobody. Leo Chanel, come on, bro.
That's true too. They should have kept Bobby Wagner if they was gonna have that young guy.
If you're gonna have him come in and beat a Mike, see, we got Edmonds. Edmonds is our Mike. We wouldn't have needed him to beat a Mike.
That's true too. Now that you, but I think, unlike McFadden, he probably can make the tackle when he get there, but in his case, he has to get there. See what I'm saying? He looks like a deer in headlights.
I think Reese was absolutely the better pick, no question about that. But I think Sonny Styles will be in a better position defensively on this team than he is over there in Washington. I think they don't got many pieces over there, bro, defensively. They're gonna be ran through their offense. That's why I had Jaden Daniels on my top 5.
Yeah, I like Styles coming out. I did. I'm not gonna sit here and fake the punk. I did like Styles coming out.
Yeah,
but
I think he would have been good over here with us. But yeah, Reese obviously was he was rated higher anyway. The problem with Reese was people thought he was an edge rusher. You know what I'm saying? That's why they was down on Reese. You know what I'm saying? And shit, once I figured out he could play middle, I was like, shit, he might be the better player. I mean, when you look at the tape. I didn't really realize that he could transition like that and just be a straight inside linebacker.
Yeah, I saw he had potential to do
everybody had him pegged as an edge rusher. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was why a lot of us were high on Styles over Reese, Tyrone.
Yep, that's a fact. Shout out to Tyrone. Shout out to Deception.
Good question though. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yep. Miss Trina, Coach, Chris, everybody that pulled up, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. And even Slay too, then. That's right. William Horton. All you guys tuned in tonight, man. Chris, Miz even popped up. Shout out to all you guys. And Eddie, thank you for tuning in. Eddie Jr., Eddie Kane Jr. King Jers, another day one. Thank you for tuning in, bro. And G York. Appreciate all you guys. Hit that like and subscribe button for us right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network, as well as our personal channels on Popular Opinion Sports and Big Pat Sports Talk. And hit that big blue join button right here on the ABSN. It's only $2.99, man. It's less than the 4 for 4, and it helps us to get to events like the Senior Bowl, the NFL Draft, maybe even the Super Bowl or a UFC event. Never know. Wherever you want us to do shows, that's what we'll do it with your support, man. But we gotta go, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.
New York Giants.